Yeah. There was one thing I wanted to point out and I lost my train of thought. So without further ado, let's get started with your reading. It'll come back to me. When it comes back to me, I will share that with you. First up is balance, reversed. I feel like, Aries, you're working to realign yourself with the new energy that you're experiencing, this new cycle that we're starting. There's situations that are reversing themselves out of your lives, and that's part of the karmic process, because we are releasing karma through around December. We've been releasing karma since the summer kicked off with the July summer solar eclipses. August was a very powerful month with the 8-8 Lions Gate portal. But yeah, we're still doing that. We're still closing down timelines. And you know, the cycles that we're closing, they go back as far as 35 years. And that's not going to happen overnight. And you know, that will take several iterations of releasing karma and healing and so forth. So 35 years, 10 years, and about 8 months ago, the springtime, March, April, these are the big benchmarks that that you should focus on if you're feeling out of balance or if something from the past is surfacing. You know, it's a time to sort of check in with yourself and kind of ask the question, what was the purpose of that situation? Why did it end? And by you understanding why it ended and what was gained, what you learned, that's your karmic lesson. So just something to keep in mind. I get the sense that you're still kind of working with the energy on that and understanding that certain aspects of the past needed to be released for your highest good. Sorry, I'm dropping some cards. All right, up next is focus. This is definitely a time for you to focus on yourself. This is a time for you to focus on your emotions and on your thoughts and tap into your intuitive energy. We have a full moon in Taurus coming up next week on the 12th and the 13th of November. Again, Scorpio is a highly psychic and intuitive sign, and the energy is going to be illuminating our intuition more so than normal. Also, we are in the midst of the 11/11 portal. Obviously, the 11th of November is a very energetically psychic day, very intuitive day. So be prepared for that. But we have the portal that goes 11 days prior and 11 days after. So really, from the 1st through the 22nd of November, we will be enjoying the energy. It's going to be a catalytic, it's going to be like a catalytic boost, catalytic spiritual boost for us. That's going to bring additional clarity, focus, intuition, yielding transformative results. We see that reflected with the butterfly here over her mind's eye. It's a beautiful time period right now. And whatever is happening to you in your life, flow with it, trust it, don't question it. Align yourself with it, because I feel like right now you're not. But this can also represent internal balance, that you're perhaps aligning yourself internally to meet the energy externally. So take that how it resonates, but this is an interesting time period right now, especially with the 11/11 energy. And we all know that when we see 11/11 in our daily lives, it's usually a sign from the universe saying you're on point, you're on track, we're with you, and we're guiding you. Last card is will. I feel like this is willpower, personal willpower. And I feel like you're aligning yourself with this new energy to tap into your inner strength to move forward with the changes that have happened in your lives. And this may not have been an easy change. It may not have been easy to accept, but I feel like now you're doing the healing work and you're aligning yourself emotionally to tap into your inner willpower to move forward. Okay. So I'm going to flip over your cards for the Celtic spread, Just give me a moment to, tap into your energy, and I'll deliver the messages as they come through. Oh yeah, you're definitely ending karma. You're definitely ending a big cycle, and it's beautiful. You have nothing to fret about, nothing to despair about. Yeah, central to your reading. Well, first of all, let's go with bottom of the deck energy. 3 of Pentacles. I feel like this is you working with people, collaborating on personal goals, professional goals. This is teamwork. This is teamwork. This is seeking assistance to move forward with something like a passion project or a hobby or like an event. I feel like some of you are planning an event. I don't know why that came in. That's very specific. So let me know what you're working on. But central to your reading, you're being represented as the Knight of Wands. This is very excitable, fast-moving energy. This is fire energy. Knights always bring in messages of inspiration, creativity, motivation, and passion. This could be a love interest. This could be fast-moving energy saying, hey, let's give this a try. Let's give this a go. But it is passionate energy. It's very exciting and it's awesome. It's like the fire in your belly type energy. Can be very impulsive. So that's just one cautionary message with this. Crossing this is the Wheel of Fortune. Upright. Yeah. Is it the Wheel of Fortune? Yeah, it is. Sorry. For some reason I said Wheel of Fortune. I thought it was the world. It is the Wheel of Fortune. Change in karma. Change in luck. Starting a new cycle. The Wheel of Change. Yes. And it's bringing about exciting new possibilities, exciting new energy associated with it. So align with it, because foundational to that is King of Cups. Perhaps some of you are leaving a water sign. Maybe a water sign is reversing out of your life as part of the karmic lesson. Could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. What's interesting in your recent past is the Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah, I get the sense that this is you letting go of a relationship, perhaps with a water sign. Let me see. I'm getting mixed messages. Up-leveling is coming into me. Up-leveling. Spiritual up-leveling, spiritual advancement. Because in your recent past, you have the Knight of Cups. But foundational to this message, to the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, is the King. I feel like this is you coming into alignment with your emotions. Tapping, it's doing the self-work internally to align spiritually and intuitively with how you feel about this karmic situation, about the new cycle that you're starting. And I feel like you're now emotionally ready, that you're aligning yourself emotionally to move forward and accept the changes. I feel like in your recent past, this is the Knight, so it is a lesser character, a weaker energy. But I feel like this is up-leveling, because foundational to the central portion of your reading is a King. That's spiritual growth. Yeah. You're learning your lessons. You're doing what you need to do, to help clear karma and help expand soulfully and spiritually. Yeah, and you have work to do. You recognize that, because you're going from the Knight to the King, and in your near future you have the Hermit reversed. It's be a Virgo energy. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Virgo. But I feel like this is you continuing to turn within and to do some deep soul searching, deep soul work, spiritual healing. Maybe some of you are studying to become a healer, to become a spiritual advisor. But I feel like this is spiritual training or religious classes to mentor, to preach, to minister to congregants. So I feel like some of you may be doing that. I also get the sense that this is you just preparing yourself for the future, preparing yourself for this exciting turn of events. Because this is a turn of events that's going on with the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. On your mind's eye, in your mind space, is Eight of Wands. Passion, fast-moving communication. This could be a declaration of love. It could be from the Hermit, the Virgo. It could also be from a water sign that I'm seeing. Yeah. This could be messages of, hey, now is the time to pursue your passion project. Now is the time to go forward with your spiritual growth and then fulfill your spiritual destiny. Whatever is sparking your passion, whatever is sparking your creative motivation and that fire in your belly, that's what these Eight of Wands are pertaining to. This is correspondence pertaining to that. And you want to move forward. You're ready to move forward. But you're also very anxious about it. This is how you view yourself. Even though on your mind, you're Eight of Wands excited, but how you view yourself, you're Nine of Swords, anxious, stressed out, sleepless nights. Which is interesting. It's an interesting juxtaposition. Because you're ready to move forward, but you're anxious about it. Not sure why you're anxious about it, because your environment delays. That's what it is. Your environment, 10. This is the 10 of Swords, delays. I think you're waiting on a message or waiting on the cue to start your project, and it's pissing you off and it's stressing you out. And it's like, I'm ready now. I want to go now, but you don't have the answer yet. Something needs to complete, because this is a 10. 10 of Swords reversed. Something needs to end. 10 of Swords can also represent a painful ending, but I think you're getting over it because the swords are falling out. So it's no longer a thing. Maybe that's also why you're hermiting for some of you. It could also be a healing, turning within to heal yourself, whatever this is. Because, yeah, you're anxious and stressed. You've got the 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, Hermit. Yeah, this is meditation. This is almost reclusiveness for some of you. Isolation. Just really going within. But you're doing it for your highest good. You're doing it to heal yourself. But you're ready. I mean, honestly, you're ready. You're ready to move forward because this is what's on your mind. This passionate, excitable energy to get shit going, to move on with life. This is what's going on. You just have to align energetically with it. And your hopes and fears is you have the 7 of Cups. Choices. Right? You have to figure out where you want to go and what you want to do with the next phase in your life. Because outcome is 10 of Wands. Completions. Releasing burdens. It just depends on what cup you choose. And 7 of Cups can be a card of indulgence. You may be so excited with the shininess, the shiny bauble syndrome, that you're like, oh, I want this and I want that and blah, 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 blah. But you're not really paying attention to the actual contents of the cups. Not all these cups, even though they're shiny and beautiful, contain abundance, contain love, contain spiritual expansion. Not everything contains goodness. some of these cups contain karmic lessons and toxins and poison, you know, and you got to be careful with which cup you choose and which cup you drink from. So that's why it's really imperative that you slow down and meditate and really get clear about what it is that you want in this next phase. Because whatever cup you choose, cup or cups, that's going to determine the tempo and the rhythm of this new cycle that you're starting with the Wheel of Fortune. So choose wisely. Choose wisely. Get an alignment. Because you are excited. I mean, you really are excited about life with this 8 of Wands energy. And you've got choices. That's what's awesome, is you have choices for you, you know, to choose from. And it's like, okay, how am I going to design my future? And if you don't know, and if you're anxious about it with this energy, well, if you're choosing cups with this energy, you're almost guaranteed to repeat karma. So slow down, rest, check in with yourself, meditate and journal, and write down what you want. Sit with it. Take some time to sit with it and make sure it really resonates with you. And make sure you're selecting the correct cup. Okay? So we are in the midst, I think I talked about it in the beginning of the reading. I'm just going to reiterate that we are in the midst of the 11/11 portal. This is a highly intuitive and psychic time period for us. So harness that energy to go within, to do a little bit of isolating and hermiting, and write down what you want so that way you can choose correctly. Okay? Trust your instincts, trust your intuition. You're doing the work that you need to do. You're coming into spiritual alignment, which we're seeing. You're going from the Knight to the King. You're taking extra time to hermit in the future. And hopefully this will help release that 9 of Swords anxious energy to allow these completions to happen. Okay. So the first card that you got is Go. Came in reversed. And I feel like this Go card is the energy of these two cards combined, the Hermit and the 8 of Wands. So this Go card is saying, normally when it's upright, it's saying, yes, the time is now to move forward with your plan. Go for it. Don't stop. Just act on it now. But because it's reversed, it's saying stop, pause, reflect, and check in to make sure that what you're doing is indeed in alignment with your highest good. Right? So it's just a confirmation saying, hey, even though you want to go, you should probably really stop and give some serious thought and consideration to what you're going towards with the 7 of Cups. Okay? I get the sense that also with the energy of the 8 of Wands is this fuck it card. I feel like some of you are like, you know what, F it. I'm done. I'm done waiting. I'm done, being held back. I just want to move forward with my life, get started, move on, so forth and so forth. But again, it's the message for you in this reading is take a moment to pause and reflect. You are in your creative energy. This is the creation card, symbolized by Metatron's cube. This is the magician energy. So if you align up yourself and not with this energy, get rid of this. But if you line yourself up emotionally and spiritually and physically, you're going to be able to manifest what you really want. And I get the sense at the heart of this is love. Yeah. But you have to get clear about what love means and represents to you. Because I feel like if you're going with the old definition of what you're used to attracting, you're going to call in an emotionally unavailable person and repeat karma again. That's why it's imperative that you line up with yourself first before you choose your cup. because this cup may contain karma. One of these cups may contain an emotionally unavailable person. You may be thinking that you're doing the work of manifesting, and you probably are manifesting, but if you're not clear, and if you're doing it from a place of anxiety and stress and misalignment, you're going to call in, a lesser version of what you seek. So that's just something to think about.